Hello, I'm Mariam Fazizada, and welcome to another episode of Open Frequency, where the youth get to air their views. Tonight, we have a very special show. We are here at the Lahore University of Management Sciences, and the LUMS Entrepreneurial Society is holding a summit. We have a panel of experts who will be discussing issues pertaining to leadership and entrepreneurship and addressing them to our young delegates and audience. I would like to first introduce Mr. Salman Raja, a lawyer from Lahore, Andalip Abbas, an entrepreneur, a writer for Dawn, and a management consultant. We have Jalal Salahuddin from JNS Events. He has a entrepreneurship where an enterprise, events, and experiential marketing. Am I correct? Okay. And Mr. Asad Alam, he's a faculty member, and he's also the patron of LUMS Entrepreneurial Society. Welcome, everyone. Let me get directly into the discussion, and the segment that we're going to be discussing right now is the education in Pakistan. Let us take a look at how education factors into the psyche of a working class. According to the Ministry of Education survey in 2005, the male literacy rate was 61.3, jumped up 5 notches to 66.3 in 2004. According to the Ministry of Education survey in 2005, the male literacy rate was 61.3 in year 2000 and jumped up 5 notches to 66.3 in year 2004, whereas the female literacy rate was 36.8 and that jumped up to 41.8 in 2004. That makes it a total of 54 in 2004, about a 10% increase. According to public enrollment and trained teachers, the student-teacher ratio in the public sector is 29.1. That means 29 students to a teacher. So that takes us to our first question. There has been no significant growth in the education rate among Pakistanis in the past 4 years. What does that imply for the future of Pakistanis, the young Pakistanis, considering close to 75% of the population is of employable and marriageable age?
If you are really, really passionate about something, why can't you actually start your own company? And that's what, because see, what I don't understand over here is that a lot of people would rather work for a multinational company. They would rather do stapling all day for a multinational company than work for themselves or work for a smaller venture. And that's what we are trying to encourage, that people should actually start working for themselves, and they don't have to worry about now the statistics that they have to find a job at a multinational company because they are not available. Because see, the thing is that if you look at the past record, most of the growth in employment has come through entrepreneurship or smaller ventures, not the big ventures, not the multi-company company, because they actually have been going down in value.
Great.
I think the issue here is, where do you find the trained resources, the human resources? If the literacy levels are what we are told they are, and one would imagine these are kind of generously worked up a little bit. So where do you find the people, whether you're working for a multinational or whether you set up your own business? The restraint that you face is finding the right kind of people to work with or to have working for you. So this is a serious situation. But one of the issues that this paper raises here is about the contrast between higher education and specialized education on the one hand and mere literacy on the other. Now, if you look at the higher education statistics for Pakistan, they are far more drastic than the basic literacy issues. In 2001, the Aga Khan Foundation and various other people had done surveys, and it was discovered that the age group 16 to 23 in Pakistan, which should be in some kind of higher education beyond grade 10, only 2.3% of that age group were attending any kind of institution of higher education. It could be a skills training college, one-room college, or whatever. So 2.3% of the age group 16 to 23 is disastrous by any standards. And it really puts us at the lowest rung internationally when we compare with Rwanda and Burundi. Now, the last 4 or 5 years, the government has quadrupled, I think, the outlay or the budget of the HEC on higher education. Still, we do not know what the actual outcome of that increase in the budgetary support is. But even if some of that has actually resulted in some increase in enrollment, the fact is that we are internationally and even regionally at a level that is simply not acceptable. India has a 16 to 23 age group enrollment rate of about, I think, 11%. Even Bangladesh is more than twice what we are. So there is a very basic, I think, structural flaw in our body politic, if you like, our political economy, that has allowed our education levels to be what they are today.
And Dilip, do you agree that HEC, as Mr. Salman has just mentioned, has not done enough to standardize or implement a high standard of education in the country? Would you like to add to that?
Well, like HEC is again a government body, and I think I agree with Salman in many cases that over here education is more a number game. The numbers are dismal, of course, but whatever the numbers are, they actually de-educate our student, whether he is in the primary level or secondary level or higher level. I think the majority of the education institutions, when a student comes out, he is not prepared to face the practical realities of working in the market. We have a situation over here, whether it's large-scale entrepreneurs, whether it's medium-scale entrepreneurs, whether it's small-scale entrepreneurs, there's a herd instinct. And it's in education also that if you're doctors, everybody has to become a doctor. Now, if there was textile firms, everybody was into textiles. Now, for example, it's the TV channel industry. So every day we see a new TV channel coming up. Then there is the coffee shop industry coming up. So everybody's putting up a coffee shop. And somehow the number game is so dominant, and the lack of creativity, the lack of guidance, the lack of counseling as to which area, whether you have money or you don't have money, you should be going into. Neither the educational institutions are providing that atmosphere and guidance, nor government departments, nor any other institutions, whether it's Export Promotion Bureau or whether it's SMEDA or you name them anyway, are giving that light in the dark tunnel to our young entrepreneurs or even our established entrepreneurs as to how to place themselves in the market of the future.
Thank you, but we have to take a short break, but we'll be right back.